Ba-bing! Here we are. Believe it or not, we are finally doing a video on that truck out the back there, our full-time tourer. You guys have been asking for a long time, and I don't even know why we haven't done it, but we've just been lazy, or Miriam's just been sunbaking the whole time, or whatever she wants to do. But do you think it's about time that we go show people now? What do you reckon?
I thought it was time a year ago, so yes, I definitely think it's time.
Here we go then. Are you ready for it? Dun, dun, dun. Let's go! Okay, so before we delve into the whole walk around of the truck, there are a few common questions, things that we've seen on forums that my lovely assistant here has written down. Yeah, she's done a great job at it too, by the way. Right, question number one, why an American truck? Okay, why an American truck?
Because they look good.
I look good. Oh, that's already with me. Look, okay, bit of a background. We did have... The only thing that came to my mind back when we started to build this, or we were going to build this,
we had a Hilux originally.
Yes, we needed to upgrade. We knew we were going to need a 4.5 ton car. So my first initial response to this was, okay, we need to build a 200 chop.
We didn't think there was an option.
We sort of didn't think there was an option. I didn't look down the American truck market because I didn't know enough about it. I basically never drove one, never even looked at them. So,
well, to be fair, you did a brief look into them, and you were like, "Oh, the payload, and it doesn't match up." But
yes,
when you
very
looking,
brief. Yeah. So then our mind was set on a 200 chop to the point of the truck was the car, the 200 series GXL was ordered at Old Mac Toyota.
We paid a deposit.
Alex and Steve, I'm so sorry in advance for this, but we were bored. We'd made the decision it was going to go to Creative Conversions. It was going to get the 650. I think it was 650 back then. With a 4495 GVM, and I believe from memory it was a 4200 tow. That was cool, it was all ready to rock. The car was just about to come into Toyota, and Miriam and I were bored, and we drove past the HSV dealership, and I said, babe, let's just look at this American truck, man. Let's just go, we're bored, let's go drive one for shits and giggles. We looked at it, we sat in it, and we just went,
we drove it. Wow.
And then we drove it, and the decision was made. It literally was made.
We ran Toyota. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry guys. So again, Alex and Steve at Old Mac Toyota in Springwood in Brisbane. Sorry, but you understand, okay? You guys understand.
But to be fair, this is before you had done a whole lot of research into whether it would be capable and with the weights and things. And then we drove it, we fell in love with it, and then you started digging even further.
I started digging into, so originally these cars have been rated with a GVM of 4491. Now, if you guys don't know, anything under 4.5 ton GVM on the car, it's a regular car license, but as soon as you go over that 4.5 ton
you become a
GVM,
man.
You become...
Sorry.
Do that again. Good. You become a light rigid, so it's an LR licensing. Not a huge deal. It's about a 3-hour course to get your license, and believe it or not, you can even do your license test in a Sprinter van. So it's nothing out of control. It's not like you need a medium or a heavy rigid license. A couple of stipulations on it. This is Queensland registration only. I don't know about other states. Is 0 alcohol, which is a little bit of a struggle sometimes.
That's why I drive home from the pub.
Which is fine, and roadworthy every year, and registration is a slight bit higher. But apart from that, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
So I did that research and I was fine with that. I knew doing a GVM upgrade on these things was very, very simple to do. It's actually beyond simple as opposed to a normal car. And the GCM, you don't even have to worry about that. So in normal cars, you can GVM upgrade them, but essentially you're tacking into your gross your GCM. So whatever you add to the car, you got to pull off your total GCM or off your tow capacity of what you can put behind you. With these things, it's got nearly a 10-ton GCM. So
You can take all the shoes you want.
my life story, my life story. So I didn't even know where I was going with that. So GVMs, we looked into it, and then it was sort of a no-brainer for us. We hadn't really thought about the sheer size of them, all these type of things. So
I can cut you off because you're delving into other questions though. That was the question answered, why did we choose an American truck? Because it was capable, it did what it needed it to do to tow our big off-road caravan that we were looking to build.
yes,
Comfortably
these trucks,
and safely.
well, these trucks are designed and built to tow heavy loads.
Let me just say,
and that's just plain and simple.
He
It's
still
plain.
gets excited when we go down a steep hill with a caravan on the back and he can take his feet
Yeah,
off the brakes.
that was probably one of the biggest things that turned me off a 200 chop. And to all you 200 chop guys out there, I'm not bagging them out at all. I think they are still an amazing car. They are beautiful, but for me, it just didn't suit it, and it didn't feel right in my gut.
The peace
Even
of
to the
mind.
point, well, even to the point of having a 4495 GVM. And look, there's the biggest ones out there who do a 4495 GVM and a 4.5-ton tow. I don't know if that combines with the GCM, but honestly, I would be crapping myself being that sort of weight, going down a steep range and having no exhaust brake, no tow haul
Exhaust
mode.
braking is...
These things are on another level. Like, I get excited, and sometimes I have to actually put my foot on the accelerator going down mountain ranges. So these things are designed and built to do the job. The sheer, the platform itself, the wheelbase. This is why the 200 chop is great again, because I have that wheelbase. It's planted, it's stable on the road. Well, this has even more of a wheelbase again. So they're designed, man. They're seriously
They're designed to do the job. That summarises
yeah,
it.
and they're truck engines. They will do 1,000,000 Ks, not a problem, and they are luxury. They are absolutely beautiful and a pleasure to drive.
So that's kind of the next question.
So did I just ramble on crap
You
then?
did. This is
Okay.
like 10 questions with Chris instead of 10 questions with ADU.
Number 2, which one was
Number
it?
2 is why the Silverado.
Ooh. Why the Silverado?
And we
probably
looked at the others.
Yeah, we did. Biggest thing for me is the L5P engine. The L5P and the Allison transmission is hands down, I think, the most bulletproof combination out of all of them. And I think just sheer point of difference. I mean, there's a ton of Rams getting around as heap F trucks.
I'm going to put my 2 cents in.
Oh, here we go
It's because
again.
if you listen to any good country songs from the States, they all talk about Chevy Silverados.
To all you Ford and Ram people out there, like honestly, you buy a GM which is a Silverado or a Denali, a GMC, you buy a Ram, you buy an F truck. As far as I'm concerned, they are all amazing.
They're all
and if
good
you're getting
trucks,
into
yeah.
any of these 2500 series trucks, it's a no-brainer. They're all awesome. It's just a bit of a Toyota.
Ford.
No,
Holden.
yeah,
Holden
Toyota,
Ford.
Nissan, or a Holden Ford. I think that's all it is. I mean, they're all awesome trucks. So, yeah. Next question.
Next question. Oh,
Budget.
This has been asked so many times.
Budget. Okay, budget
Budget to build.
can be huge. I mean, you can buy an American truck standard, put a set of wheels. You don't even have to. Okay.
I just want to interject again. A guy came up to us and was having a chat with us this
Oh,
morning,
just before.
and he's like, "Oh, what's this worth?" And he guessed 150.
And I'm like, yeah. Okay, all right. This setup now, to replace this setup, bear in mind, you guys know this is built as a full-time tourer. I would budget for around the 300K mark. You can do it for a lot cheaper. That's this particular vehicle, and you'll find anyone that's had a truck built to this sort of standard, that's what it's going to cost you. Anywhere from probably 280 to maybe more, maybe 320, 330, 340. This is in the current times. I think the price has gone up a lot.
Just the truck itself, without any modifications, has increased massively since we purchased it.
I don't think they have. No, some have. It depends where it gets converted, but no, I don't think so. I think the trucks are still
There you go.
reasonably priced. I mean, okay, if you compare to a 200 chop, you buy a GXL, it's what's it going to cost you, 85 grand, maybe a little bit less. By the time you get your chop and all that done, you're still between $40,000 and $60,000. So you're up to nearly the same amount as one of these standard. And then you don't even have a tray or a canopy or anything else with it, where you can buy a standard truck and get into it and drive away. But yeah, budget-wise is huge. I mean, it can vary so much. But the trucks on their own are just amazing as it is. So, all right, next.
Sorry, I just thought of a new question that people ask all the time, and I'm adding it in. So now we do have 10 questions instead of 9.
Oh, fuel economy, that's running costs,
Yes.
I guess.
Okay.
Okay.
So, no, that's not next. Stop jumping ahead. The next question is it practical? And I'm going to break this down. So
Ooh.
firstly, is it practical on the sand?
Yes, now that I know the vehicle, absolutely. Yes, it's a heavy truck, but it all comes down to tyre pressures. So I was a little bit wary of tyre pressures being such a heavy truck and load ratings and all that type of stuff. I've done a lot of research and a lot of learning about tyres, and that'll be a whole nother
Lucky
video
we
again.
know some good people in the tyre industry.
Yes, so yes, practical. There may be an occasion where it's really soft sand, it's all common sense, tyre pressures, and big deal. If you're going to get the drama, Max Tracks, man. You can always get out of a situation. But yeah,
It goes over the dunes, it goes through the soft sand,
Yeah, where-
it skull drags people out of soft sand.
where it is seriously impractical is tight tracks.
Look at
Now,
that, he's jumping ahead again. My next
we've got to
question-
stick to Miriam's schedule here, guys. I'm sorry.
Then I just would like to, is it practical down tight tracks?
Beep. Next question. I'm going to swear too much if I say that. No, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. No, it's
It's a stop, fly the drone down and see if we can fit, come back and then go down.
Yeah, well, that's in real tight areas. On the west coast of Tasmania, I did so much damage to this truck.
And you've seen minimal footage because I couldn't bleep all the bleeps
Yeah,
out.
if you wanted to see a grown man cry, you should have been there. It was horrible, but literally, we were with a bunch of people. One of the girls had a Navara, and her paint got annihilated, so we stood no chance. But yes, that is the impractical side, and I think other people say about parking it or driving it in towns doesn't worry me in the slightest.
He can park it absolutely anywhere.
It is a little more difficult.
Places I couldn't fit my RAV4, he can fit this thing.
Well, I don't know about that, but yes, look,
He reverse parked it into a tiny little spot at Second Valley where there was this much room front and back, and he still got it in and got it out.
yeah, but look at me, I'm just skilled and
he
gifted.
is very skilled and gifted when it comes to parking. So most people probably wouldn't find it practical in cities, but this one here, even if he lived in a city full time, probably would still own it.
Yeah, look, if I lived in the middle of a city in a one-bedroom apartment, I would
He'd still own it.
probably still have an American truck because I love them so much and I know how capable they are for touring. The question that you didn't write down, which we get asked a lot, is how good is it for four-wheel driving as well?
Yeah.
Okay, this is built as a tourer. If I wanted to build a four-wheel drive to do wheel articulation, it certainly would not be an American truck, and it wouldn't probably be a 200 or a Y62 or something like that. These are built, this thing is built as a tourer. We use it as a tourer, but in saying that, we've been in some pretty cool places
It
and
crawls
climbing
over
things.
rocks, all right.
And it literally,
It crawls over anything.
yeah, the sheer torque, and I think, again, weight. People say weight is a disadvantage. Weight has its advantages, I think. Traction, plantedness of it all. So I think it's wicked for what we do. 100%.
Yeah.
What do you think?
100%.
Yeah, we haven't been in a situation where we hadn't want to try or were too scared. Maybe down Gunshot that we're going to do this winter. I probably
I
wouldn't
think
do that.
we're going to buy a whole different car and do it in that.
No.
Okay.
It suits us to a T. We're full-time travellers. We tour in it full-time. And
Yeah, it's perfect for what we do.
perfect for what we do.
Perfect.
Suits us to a T.
So the next question, and we kind of answered it on and off already, but the pros and the cons.
Ooh, pros and cons. Well,
So
we've answered that, haven't
Starting
we, really?
with the pros, the seats are air conditioned and they're heated and they're massive, and we can hardly even touch each other. So if we're angry and want to hit each other, we
Can you move
can't
over?
even
You're touching me.
reach each other inside. They're
Yeah.
super spacious and super luxury inside.
Super comfortable. Yeah, they
The
are.
back seat is massive,
Yeah.
and all of our gear fit. It's just awesome.
All our gear fits in there. And another great thing about them is the sheer power and torque of them. They don't work. They just puddle along the highway. It's effortless for them.
And towing caravans, overtaking people going up hills, it does it like without an issue.
It's beautiful. It's comfortable. It's comfortable. When you're on full-time,
powerful.
towing full-time, there's nothing worse than constantly fighting with hills
And being sucked into trucks as
cruising.
you drive
Yeah, the
past.
sheer weight, everything about it. They just work really good.
It makes towing easy, from what I've seen.
It does.
I don't tow,
It makes
but-
it easy. And look, it can be seriously stressful towing in certain situations, and these make it a lot easier.
Okay.
Next question.
I know the answer is yes, but if you had your time again, would you build it again? Would you? Yes.
I'm going to put a massive. Can you put a massive yes right there?
Ding! Leading into the next question, running costs / fuel economy.
Okay, this is a great one. I'm going to fill you in here. We bought the car new in Melbourne, I flew down quickly, picked it up, and drove it all the way back up to the Gold Coast where we started building it. The fuel economy when it was standard was 9.6 litres per 100. That was average driving from Melbourne to the Gold Coast. Now, yeah, not
And
so
then he
much.
went and changed the wheels, and that
Not so
alone
much.
changed things.
Yeah, we've put it was 3.5 tonne when you buy them new. Now it's 5.2 tonne. So I've added an extra 2.2 tonne. It was 3.5 tonne when you buy them new. Now it's 5.2 tonne. So I've added an extra 2.2 tonne onto it with 37s with the whole lot. Look, the truck on its own, just driving around, we're averaging about the 18 to 20 litres per 100. When we tow the van, the best we've had it is about 23 litres per 100.
And the worst, thanks Tasmania.
Yeah, is nearly 35. But on an average, day in, day out, we're probably sit between the 26 and 28 litres per 100,
Yeah.
which is a standard. I think if you're towing a big van, our van loaded with water, we are nearly tipping the 4.5 tonne mark. We're nearly maxed
pretty
ATM on it.
heavy.
And this is 5.2. So we've nearly maxed to our GCM of nearly 98 or nearly 10 tonne. So fuel economy, not so bad, and I think it's all because of the sheer torque, and they just chug along. They do it with ease. You don't have to put your foot flat everywhere. So
Someone likes to put their foot flat though.
you do. The novelty seriously has not worn off yet. I go through, like, I'll switch it into economy and and just putt along. That lasts
That's
about
boring.
half an hour. Yeah, I just love the sound of that
So the
L5P.
fuel economy varies according to his foot and the terrain. So if it's hilly and windy, obviously it's going to be not as good.
It's going to chill, but that goes with any car, I guess. My old Hilux with a van on the back, I was averaging 22 to 24 litres per 100 because it was flat to the floor all the time. And that's not that great for your pocket, and not that great for the engine and running gear, the drive line as well.
There's something else that comes into running costs that you need to factor in if you're going to build something like this is insurance.
Insurance is another huge
And
one,
there's
yes.
pretty much only one company that you can
Yeah.
be insured with.
Yeah, we use Club 4x4. They're amazing. They cover the entire truck, every single modification on there, our camera gear, contents, everything. So yeah, you need to really look into that. It's not cheap, but building a truck like this is not cheap, and losing a truck like this to some dumb decision of a cheaper insurance company or not telling them your modifications is going to cost you a
want to
heck of
be
a lot more.
legal, you want to be legit, you want to be covered. So
Yeah.
Club 4x4 100%
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
who we recommend.
And it covers it for every single modification on this truck. So
yeah.
yeah.
Servicing and parts for this factory backed
Yeah,
truck.
okay. Another thing people might not know is this is a factory back truck. This is a HSV truck. It was imported by HSV. It was converted by HSV, and any warranty issues, the truck is still under warranty. It is any Holden dealership around the country. That's where the truck gets serviced. That's where the truck gets warranted. So
Yeah.
that's easy. I don't know about the other makes. I don't know about Ram and Ford. I don't think they are a factory back truck. I think it's where you have them converted, but
Don't know.
just do your homework if you buy an American truck. Hashtag just get a Chevy through GM Specialty Vehicles. Got to say that loud? Because it's a factory back truck. But anyway, let's
Hashtag
move
get
on.
a Chevy through
So
GM
look,
Specialty Vehicles.
yes,
That's a long hashtag.
it's that's a common misconception. I think 15, 20, 25, 30 years ago, you buy an American truck, it's been converted by maybe a backyard guy. You're not going to have the backup service, you're not going to have the parts, you're not going to have all that. But this day and age, I think it's acceptable. They're coming thick. If you don't see an American truck maybe once every day or two, I think you're kidding yourself. They are here, they're coming strong. With that comes more parts, comes more spares, comes more servicing, comes more accessories.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a worry anymore. If there is a part that we cannot get here, it's a simple call America. It's on a 3-day flight and it's
It
landed in
doesn't take
Australia.
long. It really doesn't take long.
No.
And that leads me to something else that people ask us. Do you have to get a 2500? Difference between 1500 and 2500.
Okay, 1500s are still a utility.
But do they tow? Are they better at towing?
Yes,
if
they
you're not
do.
going to deck it out like this.
Look, I think if you're going to buy a 1500 wanting to put my van on the back, which is 4.5 tonne with water, you're not going to do it. You're going to have no payload left at all. And the other thing about them, we're going back to being a car license. The 1500, I do not think you can get it GVM'd over 4.5 tonne. So you're still stuck as a car licensing, which means you cannot change your GCM. Well, that's Queensland registration anyway. I don't know about other states, correct me if I'm wrong, leave a comment below, but I'm 99% sure you can't change the GCM, and the GCM is not big on it at all.
Yeah.
So the 2500 series if you want to tow heavy, if you want to deck it out completely, they're the only way to go. And I do believe, oh, I didn't have to tell you about this one too.
Oh, here
the
we go.
new Silverado that just bought out, honey, has got 12,500 kilo GCM on it.
I did my own research and I did actually know that.
So maybe watch this space.
Maybe.
I get a little excited. Okay, is there anything else?
I'm just going to follow up on this 1500, 2500 thing.
Yes.
If you were towing a van, you're not doing this to it.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a super heavy van. Would you still go a 1500 over a Hilux or a Ranger or a...
Well, any other vehicle, a Hilux, a Ranger, a 200 series, a Y62, they're still governed at a 3.5 ton tow capacity.
So would you choose an American truck 1500 over those?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because it's a 4.5 ton vehicle, tow vehicle.
Still,
is this a trick question you asked?
Still designed to do the job better.
Yeah, look, I think
opinion.
so. Yeah, look, I think so.
These
yeah,
are the
100%.
questions that we get asked. So.
They're planted. They've got the wheelbase. They've got everything there without spending a fortune. If you want to buy a car straight off the factory floor that can tow 4.5 ton, or well, rated to 4.5 ton, then the 1500s are the only way to go. Without buying a car, chopping it, and doing all the stuff and spending an absolute fortune on them. So, yeah, they're a no-brainer, I think. But with a huge GCM, that's the GCM is where you cap that. So I don't want to get into all those GVM, GCM, ATMs, all that type of stuff.
That goes on forever.
I think people get the gist of all that type of stuff. So let's just show people around.
I think that's enough of the questions.
We'll give you a few specs on the truck. We'll show you around. We'll show you how we built it.
Yeah, and we'll answer some more of the questions like how high is the lift, what sort of tyres do you run,
I'm going to tell them all that.
What rooftop during the walk around, which
Yeah,
we're going to get into right now.
And look, any other questions you're going to have about the build, please leave a comment below anyway.
We'll do a part 2.
We're going to show you this truck. This is our truck. We've built it for ourselves. We've built it for what we do, and we freaking love it, and it's the only way to go. So let's do it.
That's it.
Walk around.
Walk around time.
Oh,
I'm just going to pick it up.
Okay, let's start from the very start. What truck is it? Okay, this is a Chevrolet Silverado 2500Hd. Now this is
what year is it?
It's the LTZ Midnight Edition. So this is more of a limited edition one. It's 2019. Originally 2000. Well, it's built 2018, but once it comes to Australia and they do all that stuff, it's plated as a 2019. Engine wise, this is a 6.6 litre Duramax V8 turbo diesel.
Say that again.
A 6.6 litre, oh I missed one, L5P Duramax V8 turbo diesel. Did I get it right?
He's very proud
Did
of
I
that.
get it right?
He loves saying that.
Standard 1240 Newton meters, and I believe about 450 horsepower standard. You can tickle them up to astronomical numbers, like it's ridiculous what you can do to them. We've left this thing standard for now because I didn't tell you about the new truck that we might be building, but anyway, and then backed up with an Allison 6-speed transmission. Absolutely bulletproof transmission. They're unbelievable. All right, bar. This is a bar from Off-Road Creative on the Gold Coast. They did an absolute banging job on it, I think. What do you reckon?
I think it looks pretty good.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Winch capable bar as well. Let's not talk about the winch. If we're going to talk about the winch, maybe we should get Toll IPEC involved. What do you think?
I definitely think so.
Where the frig is my winch? No, it has landed. It's landed in Melbourne. Only took 4 months to go from the Gold Coast to Melbourne, but it is the new carbon 15,000 pound Scout. 15,000 pound Scout. I think it's an extreme winch through carbon. So this will be getting fitted as soon as we get back to Melbourne. That's the first thing that's going to get done. Huge recovery points in here. Lights, laser lamps.
Triple R right down there.
I am
Elite.
literally. I've had so, look at the spider webs. I've had so many lights. How many lights have we had in our days?
Unbelievable.
Like honestly, now that I've got these things, it's next level. These two here are the laser lamp Sentinels, Elites. These things are off their head. Up the top there we have another laser lamp Triple R. That's the 24, I believe. And then we have another one here which is your smaller laser lamp Triple R. And then we have the utility lights, laser lamp utility lights either side. A little bit about laser lamps. These guys are a UK company, handmade in the UK. There is no Chinese about this at all. When you actually pick a light up and look at it, that's when you'll understand the detail, the attention to detail, the quality of the material, everything about them. is
and
second to none.
Flip them on.
Oh, it's ridiculous. There's literally, I don't see a point in putting a cheaper light on a truck that is so expensive and such good quality. So that's my theory on it all, and I'll stick with that till day dot. Actually, I'm going to use laser lamp for the rest of my life. I haven't come across a better light anyway. Okay, lift on the truck, we have a 6.5 inch super lift. Now, these lifts are awesome. They're not like your traditional lifts on your normal cars where you're just pulling it all the way up and then your arms are pulling down. This is basically where your cross member is, where your lower control arm normally bolts in. All we do is add an extended drop, like basically a drop down cross member on there, and then your lower control arm will drop down, and you'll have a knuckle to fit that, so a larger knuckle to allow for the extra length. Geometry stays identical to standard, so there is the truck doesn't change drivability at all. In fact, it may even get better on them. So the Americans have them nailed with the lift kits on these things. They're all cool. And then we're running a custom 2.5 inch King shock absorber on there. Now these are a 20 stage adjustable shock absorber. Again, why put cheap shocks on something that's just so good and you're on the road full time? Kings,
nothing rides like a king.
Nothing rides like a king. In my books, there's nothing. These are the pinnacle of shock absorbers, and when you've got a truck that's so heavy, you're putting it through all the elements, all the crap. I wouldn't have anything.
Corrugated roads.
No, I wouldn't have it. And look, they're running, it's a remote reservoir as well. If you don't know anything about remote res, your oil stores in there, they hold more oil to cool the shock down. Anyone knows a shock absorber, if it starts getting hot on corrugation, a normal shock absorber, the oil just becomes crap, and then the shock just won't work anymore. It just, what's it called when it's like a cavitating, like on a boat. Same sort of thing. They won't work. So anyway, 6.5 inch lift. You can see the physical size of it here. Wheels, we're running a 20 by 10 Method NV. These are a HD wheel. These are a heavy duty series wheel. And then we're running the Toyo. These are a 37 12.5 open country RT. Unbelievable tyre. You know, these, as I say again, I keep saying it, these trucks are heavy and we throw it in all conditions. And mate, these tyres, how much have we thrown at them? Like seriously?
So everything.
They've been insane.
Not snow.
But I am very anal about tyre pressures, mate. In some days I've put my tyres up and down 10 times to suit the different conditions. So again, do your homework. I'm going to do another full video on tyres and tyre pressures and all that type of stuff. So. Is that it for that department?
Yeah.
I think it might be. We put the flares on there as well to allow for these wheels. These are a neg 24 offset, so they have pulled out about an inch from standard, or maybe a little bit more, so hence why we had to put the flares. I think these are a lewd flare from the States, so pretty easy. Tow mirrors standard. Side steps now. Okay. So these are a Westin HDX. So these are actually a steel. So this is steel, and the only way I can tell it's steel is because it's starting to rust. Look at it. I actually thought they were alloy, but they are super strong. So again, accessories, I know we're really governed on accessories in Australia. Holy crap, we're about to get a cracking of a storm.
It's been starting to spit for a little bit.
Oh, okay. All right, so I better be quick on this.
Yeah.
Accessories, man. When I wanted to get some new side steps, I looked on one website in the States and they had over 18 pages of side steps. Now that was just for this model car and this length car. So man, accessories for these things.
How did you choose those?
Ridiculous.
I didn't know that.
Ridiculous. Oh yeah, you don't know a lot of things.
How did you choose that? What made you choose?
Not saying.
Not saying.
All right. Roof rack. We're running the Yakima lock and load platform, and then it's bolted on with their rugged line series of mounting. I don't know if these are out yet. I know we were doing a bit of R&D on them, but
this is a bit of a prototype, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe we'll put a link in the description if they are out yet. If they're not, we'll put a thing on there. But anyway, all Yakima gear. We talked about the Triple R up the top. Aerial wise, we're running the GME, both GME antennas. We're running the XRS inside UHF, and the other bigger antenna is for the Selfie Go, so we need to boost the signals wherever we are. Come around the back end of a truck. This is definitely not standard. GCI Tray Tech. This is a GCI Tray Tech tray and canopy. Now this is a lift off. I'm not going to say jack off because I hate that word. And industry standards, please, can you get rid of jack off canopy, because it's
not the best word. And those guys are based up in
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast.
They're on the Gold Coast, up in Queensland way. tray itself, it's a 2 metre by 2 metre tray, and then we have a 2 metre by 1750 canopy on there at all. Water fillers, we're running twin tanks underneath. We got nearly up to 180 litres of water on board, all through a pump. So I'll show you the outlets on the back. Drawers, these are all drawers, as you can see here, which is pretty cool.
It's easier to put stuff in, isn't it?
Yep. Rear one is a drawer as well. And then up on the driver's side of the canopy here, we have our 2 large storage drawers. How cool is it? See, I've dug the tyres in, so I can actually get to things a lot easier.
So it's a lot lower now.
Yes, I did build this with a 6.5-inch lift. Totally impractical for Miriam and I, because we're like 4 foot nothing, but it's just what you got to do. More storage here. Hot water system. So this hot water system comes right out, and then you unstrap it, another bar comes out, and then we swim. I'm not going to undo it now because there's a storm coming.
Yeah, it's starting.
And yeah, that's our hot water system. Water comes from the back. I'll show you again afterwards. 12-volt system. Have a look up here. So this is our Enerdrive system. So under the floor, I'm sure you might have seen videos before, but under the floor we have one 300 amp lithium B-Tech battery through Enerdrive. Down the back we've got a 60 amp AC charger. We have a 2000 watt inverter. We have the 40 plus DC to DC charger, and it's all monitored through our Cymarine panel here. We have all our switches. We have GPOs. We have GPOs through the whole canopy. We have USBs. We have the works. This system, again, we've asked what's the #1 modification you would put on any touring vehicle. Hands down, a capable and seriously good 12-volt system. I think that's #1 before wheels, before lift, before anything. So that's a bit harsh me saying that, isn't it? Because I've always had wheels on my car.
That's what he says, but literally wheels is always first.
Yeah, so this runs everything. We've constantly got our gear on charge, all our batteries on charge. We're always, the fridge is permanently on the other side. We're using the induction cooktop, the microwave, everything runs out of this. So is that it for this side?
And your little fishing rod up there.
Oh, my fishing rod holders, yeah. Now this entire canopy is all central locking, even these ones here, and there's lights in them as well, and lights up here, strip lighting and everything. Come around the back, come around the back, come around the back, come around the back.
And this, we get so many questions about this.
Is this standard?
How big is this?
Yeah, it is, look.
Massive.
Yes, it is standard. I have kicked it out that way, but it is a standard exhaust on them. So, you want to put your head in there?
No, it almost fit.
Look at that. All right, come around the back. Okay, around the back we have a large tunnel drawer, which I'm not going to open. I did destroy it.
If you haven't watched...
Maybe we put a little link in here.
Yeah,
what
I'm
I
going
did
to put
to
a link
it.
in here as to what happened to this
Yeah,
drawer.
on a short, I left these open and I drove off, and the drawer came out, wedged in my jockey wheel, and bent it on 45 degrees. So we were able to get it out with the help of Sam, a mate of mine, and cut a drawer slide off and get it back in and hold it there till 2 weeks' time. We have some new drawer slides and we'll fix it all up. So, ladder. This is a twin fold ladder. So, first of all, you pull it down like that so you can get access up the top. And then we have these 2 bolts that open, and this second one comes down too, so we can access our wheels a lot easier. So we're running twin spares on the back again. On those wheels, we're running the twin MSA gear bags. They are wicked. Okay, here's our water outlets that we were talking about. So here's our twin water outlets. We have one which will just simply plumb to the hot water system we ever need to. And then we have this one that runs to the kitchen itself. So very simple little process. I'll show you how it works. I don't even know if the pump's turned on, is it?
I will
So we have...
check for you.
Oh, come back here.
Now, is it on up or down?
I don't know, is the light on? Do you want me to do it?
I don't know,
It's
I
a woman
can't
thing.
see.
Yeah. Back off, back off. It's on.
It's on.
All right, come around here, quick, 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 quick. So we have this little fitting here that GCI Tradetech supply. We just put it in and turn like that.
Say that again. We have this little fitting here that...
GCI Tradetech supply.
Okay, so you can't get it... Don't ask,
anywhere else.
Don't
And
ask
look,
us where it comes from.
There we go. We have water.
That's another #1.
Yeah, so that's a huge thing that we get. So stop asking us where we get these from. You can get them from GCI Tradetech. It comes with a full train canopy, so or just a tray if you don't want to spend so much money. But yes,
that's where we got them from.
that's All right, around the back, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, okay. Up here we have shore power. So if I'm ever plugged in and I need to plug into 240 to charge the canopy, that's what I do. We don't, because we have the rooftop tent up on top, and I used to carry my surfboards and all that, I never put a solar panel on top, so we have no solar charging this. It all relies off the DC to DC charger. Or if it ever gets super low anyway, I'll just shore power it into our caravan, because our caravan has a huge lithium system as well, and charge it up from there. If I was to do it again, oh no, I still wouldn't have. Still wouldn't put solar on the roof, because if we do it again, or if we're going to modify this truck, I'm putting a boat on top anyway. So, oh, tow bar, towing. This is the Gen Y hitch. This is a torsion hitch, and man, this thing is wicked. If you're towing something big, or I'm not. How do I describe this thing? It's just insane.
Who are they good for?
For anyone that's towing a heavy load, they are next level. It just takes all that stress out of your vehicle itself. You know, people who know if they tow a heavy vehicle with a normal hitch, you can feel its sort of rigidness and bouncing and carrying on. This thing takes all the shock out. We've got huge little rubber axle, whatever you want to call them, in here, and this whole thing will move up and down to your load. So,
but that is not just for people with American trucks.
No. You can put these 79s to 200s to Y62s to whatever. If you're towing a big heavy setup, get a Gen Y hitch. Air outlet. We have an air outlet here. Underneath, we are running twin Airbag Man compressors, as you can see under there. Can you see it over there? Over here.
I can see.
And then we're running an air tank as well now.
There we go.
It should be full of air now. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Full of air. And while we're under here, you can see under the back. So we're running again the 2.5 King shocks. And then we're running, I can't remember. Oh, Boss airbags. Benny and Jacob, the boys at Airbag Man. Boys, come on, get me some airbags. I'm devastated I've had to use another brand on there. So, oh, that's for the airbags. I've just got manual inflation points on there. I didn't bother doing in-cab ones because we were on the road. It's just too difficult. Okay, Anderson plugs. We don't need anything else around here. Awning. This is the Alucab 270 shadow awning. If you guys know us well, we have been using Alucab for how long now? A long time, since the first generation of rooftop tent. We'll go around to the rooftop tent too. So it's the 270 awning, literally 30 seconds to put up, and then we're running the
I do have some footage.
Gen 3.1. This thing is permanently set up. Our bedding is permanently in there, because we never know when there's going to be a night with it. We're going to need to sleep in there, and there are occasions that we just leave the caravan behind and we just go adventuring in this. Hence why I've built a full-time tourist, so we can actually do that though.
Yeah.
Where was I at? Oh, come around this side.
You're around the other side.
Come around this side. So 270 awning, Alucab Gen 3.1, rooftop tent. Okay, this is the business side of the canopy. So
Miriam's sunglasses.
Come around this side first.
Aren't they beautiful?
Okay, back to it.
Yeah.
So we had the water filler on the other side. We have the diesel filler here.
This is the expensive part.
Yeah, this is like that. We have another spot here allocated for another pump, for another filler. That's if you're running the AdBlue, but this stupid Chev runs it in under the engine bay, which is a
stupid Chev.
That is another downer about this truck, AdBlue. Right, that's another running cost as well, but yeah, we probably don't need to get into the AdBlue side of it. But anyway, that's where you can put another filler here.
Hang on, we probably do, because people ask us all the time what that big thing is under the front.
Oh, the big tank under the driver's side. Okay, all right. So if you didn't know what this is the AdBlue tank. AdBlue, if you don't know what it is, it's just an emissions control. It's basically pig pee. It's urea, so it's injected into the exhaust way down the back, and it's supposed to get rid of the NOx gases. Just an emissions control. These trucks were fitted with the tanks here. I think when it was introduced, I guess they didn't want to redesign an entire truck, so they just went, oh, we'll just put a tank here, and the filler is under the bonnet, which is
so many people ask us what that thing is.
Yeah, a bit of a pain, but I know the new trucks, the tank is hidden out the way, and it's in where your standard petrol filler is. So
Chris stands up on there, opens the bonnet.
Yeah, I stand on here and get up onto here, and then put it into here.
So if you see him in the servo doing that, no, that's not where the fuel goes in.
No, it's not where the fuel goes in, because people said, do you have to put fuel under the bonnet?
It's like, yeah, no.
Okay, around to the business side. Well, again, all drawers. This is the kitchen. So we're running a Dometic 110 litre upright fridge. Another common question, do you prefer the upright fridge over the drawer slide one? 100%.
Yes, we do.
100%. Money, budget-wise. I think a drawer slide is going to cost you the same amount as a fridge. So you're double purchasing there, and then the size of it too. It takes up a lot of room back into the canopy that way. I just think it's madness from a weight point of view, from a dollar point of view, from a space point of view.
It's easy to access stuff.
Oh, and it's super easy to access as well.
If it wasn't like 10 million feet in the air.
Yes, no, it's not that bad. Like I said, we've spun the wheels into the ground.
Yeah.
It's easy when we're on the sand, but when we're on dirt, it's another story. GPOs again, all these GPOs here. That's how we switch our inverter on and off. This Enerdrive inverter is on 24/7.
Yeah,
it's always charging our camera gear. So we have USBs everywhere as well. We have 2 double USBs here. Come around to here. This is our pantry.
It's a bit empty at the moment.
It's empty. We haven't filled this up in ages. And then we do have a space for our soda stream as well for when I have my vodkas.
Is your coffee machine in there? Or no?
No, I took my coffee machine out. I think if we build another one, we'll change it up a little bit, but this is next level. I absolutely love this configuration now. Microwave as well. So this clips in and pulls right out, and if you can come around this side, we've got storage up the back here too. So GCI Tradetech do not waste a single little bit of space. Everywhere that they can put something or have some storage, they will do it. All half-fillet drawer slides. This is no cheap. This is like these canopies, the attention to detail, the componentry, the design, everything about them, as far as I'm concerned, best in the industry. By far.
Yeah.
I think GCI have absolutely nailed it.
They have.
Here, you got your little speaker hanging, suction capped here.
Yeah.
But
that speaker goes all
so
the
we've
way
got storage
underwater.
in here.
Yeah.
And then we've got, if you want to get right to the back of it, it's all open in here, so you can stuff stuff right at the back. Again, just
there's your coffee machine.
yeah, it's in there. Again, making the most of the space here. You just don't want to waste any space when you're doing a setup like this. Kitchen, you can see it all here. So to pull this in and out, all this,
You gonna do it?
I'm not going to pull it in and out. No, we're going to have to be quick because the storm's going to hit. Double induction cooktop, again, no-brainer. If you're going to use gas, be willing to fight the elements. Like induction,
It doesn't matter if it's windy or not.
No, wind doesn't bother it at all. It's just awesome. I think people are starting to cock onto the idea.
If this was gas, we wouldn't have been able to use it once in the 5 months we're in South Australia.
Because it's been blowing 50 knots every friggin' day. So, and heats up really quickly. And then when you get your pan off and you want to go home, you just pull this in, shut it down, because it's pretty much cool. It'll be hot. You can put your hand on there. Just be careful, but it just cools down really quickly. Can you put that back over, assistant? So then we have the table as well.
Oh, yep.
We have storage. We have storage up here. Dun dun dun. We have storage here as well, and then we have storage here as well.
That's our awesome clip crockery.
And then this
In our
comes.
junk drawer.
Then this comes out, and we have a little sink that sits in here, which is sitting in the storage box up there.
Yeah.
So well equipped, so comfortable. It's just it's awesome. Again, central locking. We have all our lighting up here. Now it is 2 color. We got the amber and the white for bugs and all that type of thing. What else is there? Everyone asks about this. This is another common question we get with this tray and canopy setup.
What does that do?
So obviously this canopy can be lifted off, not jacked off. So once you lift this canopy off, you can simply just get your ute sides. You take these little rubber grommets on, slide the ute slide on, and then that's, so when it comes up, that's where it locks into place. So this converts to a ute in 20 minutes. Depends how quick you can jack off your canopy. I think, is that about it?
Hang on.
We've spoken about the suspension. Another thing we need to talk about suspension wise as well, it's got the lift in there. In the back, they generally only do blocks to lift it up. EFS have got their hands on these leaves. They pulled them to pieces, reheated them, rebent them, put an extra couple of leaves in there, and it is unbelievable what they've done to it. So EFS fully modified these leaf springs. Again, leaf springs is not a huge thing to do, but yeah, do your homework. If you know you're going to be putting a ton of load on it, just get your leaves done. Yes, bags help, but the bags are only there just to maybe level it up at 10 mil, because I'm a bit, You know, I like things to look perfect and level, and from a safety point of view as well, it's as long as it's sitting level, the weight tends to be distributed a little bit better, and it'll just go better and run better down the freeway. But I think, is that about it? Inside, we're running the Selfie.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Inside, I think
Selfie
we need
booster.
to show you inside.
Oh,
'cause everyone
Selfie
wants to see.
booster. We're also running the XRS UHF. We're running a HX1 for our navigation. Do you want to show them in there?
Absolutely.
We'll open the back first.
Well, I was going to say,
There's no
do
point.
you want to clean it up first?
Yeah, that's sort of our second
But
compartment.
we can see how spacious it is. That's a stand-up paddleboard in there. Seats are obviously folded up, but heaps of space. AdBlue.
AdBlue, yeah.
Oh, here we go. I'm going to get in trouble for my dirty side.
Here we go, dirty side. Look at the mess. But beautiful luxuries.
So these seats are next level.
So they're all air-conditioned, heated seats.
As is your steering wheel.
And as is the steering wheel as well.
I'll climb up. Whoops.
You can see the sheer size of them.
So,
see the center console. Everything is just huge in them.
Really big, really spacious,
Very
really
comfortable.
luxurious.
Yeah, look at the size
Like
of all
it just,
that's probably all your junk in there.
maybe. Probably should have cleaned it out before.
Sound system, I think it's running like a 13-speaker Bose sound system in there. Like, I know people who build cars, and I'm not going to name what sort of car it is, but they can spend $20,000 to $30,000 just on the interior to get them
Some cars don't even
comfortable.
have cup holders.
To get them even comfortable. Well, I guess every car is for the individual, and
Every
it's their
car
own
has its
taste and their
application.
needs and all that type of stuff. But for us, having a turnkey comfort and all that type of stuff, I'd rather throw my money onto other goodies on the truck to make them capable.
Like, look at cup holders here. There's
Oh,
one
so
there,
many cup holders.
one there, then you've got two here, and Chris still puts his in there. But there's heaps of room.
Again, going back to American trucks from a conversion point of view, if you walked around this truck, you would not know it's been converted. They do such an amazing job these days. The technology is there, so there's no reason for not to do a good job on them. So that's our American truck. What do you think?
That is our American truck.
Well, I think that's about it. Oh, Max Tracks. We have 8 Max Tracks. If you don't have a set of Max Tracks on the car, you're kidding yourself. So get yourself some Max Tracks. They've got us, I wouldn't say us, but about 10,000 people on Palubi Beach over Christmas they got out. So they've definitely...
And if you're really cool, you'll run the
turquoise ones.
The turquoise Max Track.
Turquoise
Only
Max
the cool
Track.
kids run turquoise Max Track.
I think that is about it.
I think that's about it.
Can I have the camera, please?
You can have the camera?
Why, thank you. Now you want to come next to me?
I don't know. Do I?
So we're going to wrap this up. Again, this is our American truck.
And
We've
we love
given
it.
you the reasons why we built it, why we chose an American truck, why we chose a Chevy, and how we use it. This is our truck. This is our tour. We freaking love it. And
Let us know what you think of American trucks in general. What's your opinion of them? Do you have one? Do you want one? What have you got? Why have you chosen? We want to know why you've got what you've got and what you think of it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be a negative person about it, you probably
Yeah,
have
don't.
never driven one anyway, so don't bother because we will tell you that.
Negativity not welcome. Everyone's opinions are welcome, but no negativity.
Everyone's opinions and everyone's needs are
Yeah.
totally different. So
Exactly.
again, we've built this for us and we freaking love it, and it does an amazing job of what we do. And that is it.
And that's
That
it.
is it.
So please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Like this video, leave us a comment, and we'll see you next time.
And thank you so much,
Thank you,
guys.
thank you.
The support's been amazing. So adios, amigos.
Hurry and pack up. Look at the storm, it's coming.
Quick. Have you seen that? We're going to get smashed by that if we're not careful.
We are
hey?
going to get smashed.
Are you still recording?
Yep. How quickly can you pack up?
Oh, quick. Look at this.
Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, your speaker, look.
My speaker.
Quick. Help me, come on.
I can't help you. I'm filming. I'm the camera crew.